Hey guys, it's Dean Baughman with Baughman Autohaus, and I'm here at the legendary Chicago Motor Cars, and I'm here met with the owner, Perrin. It's so good to see you, man. It's so good to be here.
Thank you, buddy.
So what made you want to start or even get into cars in the first place?
I started washing cars when I was 15 years old at a car dealership.
Yeah.
And just kind of fell in love with cars.
Yeah. So just tell me, how did you build this all the way up?
The nitty gritty is, I was washing cars. I fell in love with cars in general, and I had an opportunity. My boss at the time would allow me to talk to customers, and I just enjoyed talking to customers and selling cars. These cars that I'm dealing with, they kind of sell themselves. I don't really have to sell them. So more importantly, just being able to talk about the car, the quality of the car, showing them the quality, showing them value, and the cleanliness of a car. It's always about just showcasing it in the right way, right? And that's what I've always focused on, is taking a car and making it nice and showcasing it right. And I think it builds value. And then when you have that energy where you enjoy that customer, it's just easy to sell a car.
Absolutely, I agree. So if you had to narrow it down and you had to pick a car brand to stick with, I'd say the rest of your life, what would you stick with? I know you got a lot to choose from here.
I was hoping that you'd ask me what's my favorite car.
Oh, how about that? What's your favorite car?
The one that sells the fastest.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
There's so many good ones, like for example, we have a ton of Porsches behind us right now. We have Mercedes, Chevrolet Corvettes, Lamborghinis, Ford GTs. We got a screw of them over there.
Yeah, you do definitely got a roll.
I would say niche cars, right? Cars that are rare.
Yeah.
Mainly sports cars in general, but cars that are rare. I think the world works on supply and demand. So when there's low supply of something and higher demand, the value is created.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, if you had to give somebody some advice on, building a brand or just, a business, what would you give them?
It's a good question. Kind of like what I did. I always second guess myself. Is Chicago Motor Cars the right name? Obviously it is. We've sold billions of dollars worth of cars on the internet to people that we've never even met, and they keep coming back. So I think, when you believe in something and you work hard towards it, anything is establishable. Look at Apple. They called it Apple. Look at a bunch of companies out there. It's how you conduct yourself and how you do business and how you take care of the customer.
I can't agree with you more. Now, down here, what would you call this down here? What is this?
It's a basement.
Basement?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cars down here are mainly for collecting, or for us we do a little bit of a bring a trailer business. We sell about 100 cars a year on bring a trailer. And then we'll also buy cars, hold on to them, and bring them to collector auctions.
I gotcha. What would you say down here right now is the rarest car you could find?
Probably that car right there.
This one?
Yeah, 98 roof Turbo R. The only one ever finished in Gulf Blue.
Wow. Yeah, that is a stunning car. Only one?
They built over 10 of them, but this is the only one in Gulf Blue.
Wow. So what is would you pass this down to your son one day?
Absolutely. I don't know. He kind of likes the rear screen of a Tesla.
Oh.
That's about it, because you can go on Disney Plus and Netflix,
I think that's every kid,
all
though.
He cares about.
I think that's every kid. Yeah.
So these three cars right here are roofs. So these are all the Ford GTs that we have in stock. I mean, not all of them, but some of them. We like them a lot.
So what's so special about this one?
That one's a GT X1. So the top is removable on the car. Supposedly they built 39 of these cars. This car actually has 15,000 miles on it, so somebody actually enjoyed this car.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's a hard top that's removable.
Now, was this done with Ford?
No, it was done by almost like an aftermarket.
Aftermarket company? Yeah. I gotcha. Wow, I've never seen that. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, it looks like you guys got a couple Ford GTs on hand. Yeah. But you got a lot of Mustangs back here, huh?
The 93 Cobra was one of my first cars when I was young. So, of course, when you're young, you can't afford them. So now I buy them and stare at them.
It's one way to put it. Your dreams, just go and, achieve them, stare at them.
Gorgeous car, yeah. It's a friend of ours. We're selling for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dove gray, one of 3 ever made in that color. It's just absolutely stunning.
Full carbon, man. Yeah, that colorway is stunning. Can't get really, better than a Senna.
Now, Prin, you did a little bit of drag racing yourself. What got you out of that? I know you had some GTRs before. And
Yeah, I still have it. I still have my GTR. I sold my black one, the gray one still around. I just love drag racing.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since I was 16 years old.
Yep. Same here. That's what I'm into. But gotta get my own someday. GTR is definitely a car that's been on my eye. So
Yeah,
good race cars.
They're great cars.
Now,
A lot of technology in them.
what's your GTR pushing?
Horsepower wise, like
Yeah.
2,500 ish, maybe more, a little bit more at the wheels. And it's gone 7 seconds at 205 miles an hour. Maybe even a little faster. I don't remember. I think it was 207 or 208
Wow.
at Great Lakes.
Wow. It's
Wow.
impressive.
Would you ever go back to doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a twin turbo Lamborghini that Hefner Performance built for me. I had an AMS one. There's a lot of great shops out there.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you ever go to any events, streetcar takeover events, any type of half mile?
Yeah.
You been to one in Indy?
We haven't done it yet. Yeah. The half mile stuff I stopped doing.
Okay, half mile.
Yeah. It gets a little crazy when you're
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. No, I go
Some
to
of these tires aren't even rated to go 250 miles an hour,
Yeah. I don't think most cars are even supposed to go that fast. Made to.
What's one thing in your life that you reflect upon that, kind of just gives you an essence of, a goal that you did and, achievements?
My goal was always to not just sell a car, but to earn that customer for life. And I feel like I've achieved that in so many different ways because so many people come back to me. There will be times that I don't even answer the customer's calls because I physically cannot talk to 5 people at one time. And, I won't get back to them for 24, 48 hours and they're still there to talk to me, which means something to me.
Shows that you've really
Yeah.
accomplished something in your life.
Exactly. Like they're willing to wait and trust me. You know what I mean?
I can speak this for myself. I've known Perrin now for, I'd say, almost 2 years now. And he's probably the most humble, amazing guy that I've met. He's got a great heart. He's there for his family. He's there for the people around him. He actually cares for people, which is hard to find in today's world. The people that actually, care about what they do and, the passion about it. And that's something that this man has. He puts, a full 110% into what he does. And, you can see it, especially with the company that he's built, the cars that are here. And not just that, but like he said, the people that come back because they trust him and they know that, I want to come back. I want to do business with this guy because, he's genuine. He means business. He's not here to play around. So
I appreciate the kind words. It's
Absolutely.
really nice of you to say that.
Absolutely.
And it makes me feel great when you say those words because sometimes I live my life in the left lane going 140 miles an hour every single day and just try to knock out objects and tasks and just get through it.
sometimes you just need a little reminder and
Yeah,
a break.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what you've done for my family and, my dad, from the bottom of my heart, you definitely mean a lot to us. And,
appreciate it.
the things that you do for people around you, it's quite amazing.
Well, your dad is an amazing person as well. Yeah, we get along, and we've had some good stories and dinners together.
Absolutely.
have
Absolutely.
many more.
Absolutely. Well, guys, there you go. This is Chicago Motor Cars, and we got Perrin here. And
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you so much for having us come here, and
Appreciate
it was
it.
so glad to talk to you.
And we'll do a lot more. content
Absolutely.
soon.
Absolutely. Hey guys, it's Dean, back again with another video with Baughman Autohaus. We got Vito here, a good friend, and today we've got, he's working on the project here with the Aventador and trying to make it right. So, how long have you been working on the car for?
3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
3 weeks ago as well, we decided, three and a half weeks ago, and we decided a time frame. We have like 30 some days, you guys would want it back.
Yeah.
So I had the car for much longer now because it came initially for the carbon doors. So probably the car's been here 3 months now. Close to 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months. But the carbon work, so far it's been 2 weeks of carbon work, and it's been coming out nice. I mean, we see some parts, some pieces of the car, so I think it's a huge improvement to how it was before. Absolutely.
Yeah. What got you started into, doing anything with automotive? Did you always have like a?
So I started doing lighting. That's what we mostly do, lighting,
Yeah.
especially what we did here. So I started 10 years ago doing headlights. Till this day, we still do a lot of headlights for dealerships,
Yeah.
custom lighting for other shops too. So then we got into like more exotic cars. We had a customer, so we did a lot of cars for that. But lighting was always a thing. And
Yeah.
very tedious work, meticulous work. It needs to be clean, and everything's on such a small scale. All the parts have to go in, everything
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
So I built a client base, and we kind of got into other things like body kits, fitment. From what I've seen, the kits, what's installed is good, but it always needs prep work.
Yeah.
Always it needs to be done prep work. You
Yeah.
just put the panels on, you don't do things, it doesn't look proper, and then you're just redoing things multiple times. If this was pretty much done, everything, we wouldn't have
So you do from lights. You do like headlights, taillights.
headlights, we do taillights, we do, but not so much.
Okay.
That's too much to deal with.
Yeah.
So headlights, PPF, vinyl work, and ceramic coatings, all the stuff ties in together.
Yep.
So when we do lighting, we do PPF, protect the lights. We do everything in one place here. So that's pretty much it, what we do. And then-
Did you always have like a really strong passion for cars at a young age?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We in Europe, my country, in Poland and Lithuania.
Yeah.
So like BMWs, it's like
Yeah.
I always modify, I was
Yeah.
doing something, you know. So
Yeah.
that's how it started. And for me, it's like we never had that much money to do all these things, you know. So I was type, I'll do something myself. If I break it, I'll break it, you know. But I'll do it myself. And it actually came out really good, you know. So I guess I just have a gift. I could do things once and I learn and. You know,
I can say that's definitely a fact because like just seeing what you've done in the time frame of 3 to 4 weeks with this car, it's totally transformed it from what it was before.
Yeah, I mean, or initially we didn't think about doing any of this. This was kind of just thrown in last minute. We did the carbon doors for you guys, then we spoke about the mirrors. Those are getting done. And then we just, one big thing was always the scoop. That was an issue, you know,
Yeah.
the carbon. So that was like, if you can fix it, you're doing the whole car. So,
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely the piece that I was scared of the most, because of how much imperfection there was on the piece. I was like, you know, they could try sanding it down to a point and then, you know, recoating it, and it's like I didn't know if there'd still be imperfections. You see like, you know, scratches and stuff like that, but it turned out amazing. So
I do have a question. Aside from this car itself, what is like probably the most intricate car you've worked on, personally?
you know what? We did a Huracan, and it was a wide body. It was a 1016 kit that I did for another company
Yeah.
before. And that car was a tough car to do also. I would say it was this. Everything else kind of seems the same. Once you do one car, everything's kind of assembled the same way. But like any wide body cars, anything you're doing fiberglass, carbon fiber, we can't like flex too much. The make it very rigid. I think that's pretty much that.
you do anything when it comes to like Brabus?
Few parts.
Few parts?
Yeah, we've done for G-Wagons. Mostly G-Wagons,
Yeah.
the most popular
Yeah,
market.
most popular market, throwing some
like
Brabus
S-Classes,
stuff.
not so
Yeah.
much, but for G-Wagons, that's been the most, at least in here in the States, in the US.
Yeah, I know that down the line in the future, looking at maybe doing some stuff with, you know, Brabus kits, Mansory kits,
Yeah, definitely.
stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
But
I'm excited.
It's always fun. I'm glad, you know, people trust me to come here and, you know, leave their car, especially with you guys. You guys met me, you know, over the phone. We never met each other. You guys brought the car here from another shop because of the lights for it. And then, you know, we met and we pushed it forward more with all the work.
I mean, you definitely proved yourself when it came to, you know, quality of work and, you know, the amount of hours and, you know, effort you've done putting into this car.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely see it, especially with, you know, just the lights and, you know, the parts and going even out of your way to get, you know, the matte carbon fiber parts to become gloss.
So yeah, it's quite stripped.
Yeah, it is stripped.
Apart from before.
It is
how
stripped.
We started with doing just the carbon doors, and now we were doing the mirrors and stuff like that. So all the doors, everything had to come apart again. You know, to pull the mirrors out, the door panels, everything had to come out. But I remember the car win. Do you remember how it was?
Yeah.
And this is one of the.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Before. I mean, this is straight from the shop, body shop still, so we still have to go to the final polishing and everything. But just before doing any polishing, I mean, you could see the depth of it, you could see the weave and everything so much better now compared to how it was.
I think it also, because like you have the matte black paint, it just kind of, it's a good contrast and it really makes the carbon pop a lot more.
The car look even more expensive. I mean, it's an expensive car, but now with the shiny carbon. So we're gonna get the wing back today. The guy is on his way, so we're gonna get the rear portion of it back. And then we're getting a couple more small pieces here and there, you know.
Did you see the wing that he got for it?
Yeah. I spoke with Duke. He's still doing one more layer of carbon. He said
Okay.
there was he had to figure some more things out, you know. But this is one of the bigger pieces. I mean, you could see even this is multiple pieces, as you know. So it's not like we masked or anything. We removed all the panels, and you could see everything is cleared even under, you know. So it's not like we left the parts on masked and cleared. Everything's literally disassembled, you know, to the last screws. So you could see, I mean, both sides of everything are cleared, the edges.
Now the roof scoop, did you guys get that polished yet?
Yeah, so the guy will be actually bringing it over right now too, so you can see it.
Awesome.
That was the worst piece.
I know.
You know, so
I know.
There's still a couple last things to do. It needed a lot of work, a lot more work than expected, you know. But you remember what it looked like?
I do.
Now, so it's probably right now at around 80%. You know, I think we can still get 10 more % better out of it. So he'll stop by right now, probably like 20 minutes.
Okay, cool.
And you'll be able to see it.
That's awesome.
So that's that. But that's what I told your dad also. With all the gloss carbon, this car will look amazing. Because the carbon before is actually one of the wings. It's so textured. It has so much texture, like flat to it, you know. So that was the whole car, and some of the portions were even worse, you know. So this will be next piece that will be getting done, of course. But it will be more work because everything has to be masked around.
Yeah.
To be redone. But you can see it just has like a haze to it, you know. It doesn't bring it out. So it will be nice, especially the carbon doors that we have. Actually, here's one of them.
Yeah, that was the best upgrade he could ever did for that. I mean, that turned out the carbon fiber inserts for the interior.
So there's both of these doors. Another one is here. There's the driver's side door that was already completed, you know. But I mean, the carbon matches. We made sure when we cleared everything.
You just want to make sure it has the right weave and everything.
Yeah. So throughout the car, the contrast of the carbon and the weave will match throughout. So even if you compare it now with this, everything will flow, you know, the depth of it, how the weave is. So everything will match throughout.
On point.
We're not going to have different haze or color contrast of the carbon how it was before. You know, it's all these small details, and it kind of, you guys came by here and it all started just one thing at a time, and it went further, and we ended up at the stage, you know?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I didn't think he was ever going to go and switch the matte carbon to the gloss.
So that's what happened. I spoke with a shop that worked on this previously in Chicago, and they're like, I'm so surprised that he was like, we did all this work, and I'm surprised he's going to gloss carbon, you know? But they're like, you know, I'm sure it'll come out nice. I think the gloss looks much better.
I think it looks a lot better. I really do.
You know?
I thought the matte carbon for sure, it suited it, but I think just the gloss has got its own pop to it. I think it's gonna turn out really nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a lot of work to do this, you know, and to all the hardware, everything that we're also switching, make sure everything, you know, matches throughout.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing. When taking this car apart, we noticed there's like so many different things.
How bad is it to take apart?
You know, it's not that bad. People like, it's all custom. You can't just, if you bring us to a dealership, on the dealership level, this is gonna be a nightmare for them. Yeah. You know, they're used to factory cars and everything like this, but if you work with aftermarket kits like this car, for example, that we did, the carbon splitters and stuff, you're used to this stuff, you know? Yeah. I think the guy is here. Let me open up.
Yeah.